These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Frank 26. Iraq boots on the ground report Firefly. President approves the budget. It's now in our media news. We now have the budget. The Minister of Trade is on the News Channel 1 saying Iraq is in the process of doing all that is needed to become members of the WTO. The news is also showing anti-money laundering committees talking about ways to deter corruption, also talking about the dollar exchange rate. All right, from General Flynn, this is part one of two retired U.S. Army Lieutenant General. The writing that's on the wall is to shift the central bank digital currency system. It's going to happen the very nature of the strength of the U.S. dollar globally. I see this happening in the next 90 days, not the next 20 years. I think this is going to happen very quickly when Iraq is saying, look, in order for our sovereignty to be maintained, we've got to strengthen the dinar, their version of the dollar, and lower the value of the US dollar. We've got to stop using the US dollar as the currency of choice when we do trade agreements, when we do business. Post Part 2, General Flynn goes on to say when we do any kind of monetary activity inside of Iraq, they want to start using the dinar, which means it should drive the value of the dinar up and the value of other currencies down, meaning the US dollar. What it means to me after spending 23 years of my life there, but after the US has spent the better part of 30 years in Iraq fighting, it's just telling me this is a big sort of slap in the face of the United States of America, the fact that they are moving back to their version of their currency, the dinar, and lessening the role of the US dollar. If you want to have a sovereign country, you've got to have your own currency, and essentially that's what they decided to do. Mark Xavier PDK says it was exceptionally quiet overnight. I've had some interesting conversations with people in key positions and believe the reason it's so quiet and why we have gotten so many NDAs, because the original plan was tier 1, tier 2, etc., has been altered and it will now happen at one time. All notices now will come at the exact same time. That is why they think we are seeing a lot of NDAs and quiet. That is their opinion and it makes sense. It would be impossible to stop if they do everything all at once. No one could throw a curve or hiccup in it. It would juggernaut straight through. I'm still hearing it would happen this month. Walking Stick via Frank 26, they're getting ready to float the currency. They're getting ready to introduce their sovereign national currency. That's why they called back all the executive level bank managers back to Iraq. Pimpy says the president has signed the budget finally into law. What does that mean for Iraq? How does that benefit those who are hanging on to the Iraqi dinar? Finally, it is set in stone. Iraq has passed a 3-year budget. Infrastructure is going to be big on here. There has been a ton of money set aside to start investing into Iraq. We should see unemployment numbers start to go down, more people contributing to the tax payment. This is exciting for Iraq. As long as the corruption people don't start showing their true colors, everything should be really good. So congrats to Iraq. Frank 26 response to General Flynn. This was General that was spearhead when we went to Iraq. Do you understand the power of what General Flynn just said to the whole world? Exactly. It's what we've been telling you about the Iraqi dinar versus the American dollar. Exactly what we've been saying about the exchange rate. They are de-dollarizing. They're lowering the value of the American dollar in their country because it adds value to their currency, their national currency that they are soon to introduce to the Iraqi citizens. Militiaman says the government and private banks, what they're trying to do is establish what they call a qualitative shift in the Iraqi economy and enhance the stability. In revaluing a country's currency, you need security, you need stability. Their whole goal here is to tell you bits and pieces, but it's not their job to tell you the date. It's not their job to tell you specifically the rate. However, they give you an indicator. 10 years ago, they felt it was worth $1.13 from the central bank. That's just what they were saying / suggesting. They're not giving it because it's not their job to do so, but there is a job to maintain some education. All right, Claire, question about signed budget. Quote, does this mean we now move forward to posting in the Gazette, unquote? Claire said it is law now that the president has signed it. They will get it in the Gazette. That is just a formality. Mark Z via PDK question, what else they have to do before the dinar can hit the Forex? Mark Z's answer says, I think they just have to officially determine the rate and post it. Now that they have finished the budget and HCL, etc., I'm getting a lot of chatter about possible $3.81 rate. This rumor is also in Iraq that they are getting ready to go at $3.81. And that is what many people are expecting. Some sources think we will see it on Saturday, some on Monday. Am I excited? Yes. A tremendously good source on the ground in Iraq who is very connected with the government seems to think this is accurate. That being said, we have been here before, so stay grounded. All right, and Pimpy says there was a lot of exciting things going on, things I was hoping would start to happen once the budget was passed. We could see the wheels are rolling and things are starting to fall into place. We have large groups of people looking for outside investors. A report came out recently that said Iraq is stable, the government appears stable, the economy is starting to become stable. If this is the case, you can definitely see a bunch of outside investors coming in pretty quickly, and that's what we're hoping for. Frank26, Iraq Boots on the Ground report, Firefly. We told to stay tuned to an important message from the government is coming. Frank said, I'm excited to see what they have to tell you. These are very exciting times. In my strong opinion, the CBI is about to show you your new national currency. Lastly, we have Mountain Goat that says the saga about the Iraqi Dinar RV only gets better and better. Yes, we are very close to something big happening with the dinar. Yes, I do have some concerns about not seeing any news about the project to delete the zeros, but the CBI told me from their experience in the past they are not going to advertise the process at the end anymore until they are absolutely sure and are implementing it. Integral to the RV is this project to delete the zeros. Are the newer notes already printed? Yes, they are printed and in the vaults at the CBI. They are not yet in the ATMs, and so we wait. One cannot happen without the other.